Welcome back to the Ethan Clerc podcast show. This is the 13th episode. Mason Leopold is back on here. Good to have you.
Yep.
How many times have you been on here?
This will be my third.
Third time. Jeez, you came on one time, talked about guns, came on the second time, talked about Bigfoot, came on the third time. What do you got for us today?
No idea.
Oh, he's just kind of rolling with it, free balling. But before we get into the show, everybody just share, like, retweet, comment, subscribe. Got to get those subscribers up. You know about that, Mason.
Oh, yeah.
Got to rack up the subscribers, got to rack up the likes, and everyone sharing and retweeting helps us get more people. So if you're watching, just do that to help us out. But before we get into the show, we need to introduce the two guests of the evening or morning or afternoon, whatever time we're in. Whatever time you're watching, it might be different for everybody. Starting off here to my left, we got Maddie Schroeder.
Yep.
Thank you for coming out.
It's a pleasure.
Big fan of the show, I know.
I'm a big fan.
Big fan, wow. Well,
Big
thank
fan.
you. It's great to have a fan on the show. We've had that a couple times. Mason, you a fan of the show?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think he is.
I don't
He's a
think he
fake
is.
fan.
I don't know.
Fake fan.
Fake fan.
And across the table, huh?
I like your videos and I'm subscribed to your channel, but
Oh.
But do you watch them?
depends.
No,
Fake
the answer is no. Big fan. Across the table from me, we have Junior, and I don't even know how to pronounce the last name.
It's Gucci.
What is the last name?
It's Luang Sapakdi.
Anybody who can spell that, we're giving away a free hat. Anybody who
14 letters. 14
we
letters.
got a free hat. Okay, we'll give away that for the giveaway. But thank you for coming out, and you guys are both from Mountain Lake.
Correct.
Yep.
And I don't know if we've had anybody from Mountain Lake on yet. I'm trying to think.
Oh, wow.
I think we got the first Mountain Lake guys on the show. And
honored.
the second girl on the
Who
show.
was the first?
Jalissa was the first
for
girl.
the
Oh, yeah,
20.
Yeah. So you guys better have some good insight here from Mountain Lake.
I
You
hope
got to
so.
give Uncle Mike a big shout out here, some Mountain Lake people, and give him a good rep. You know what I'm talking about?
Mr. Nelson, I love you.
Mike, if you're watching, big shout out to you. Before we get going, we need to give away a free hat. This one seems like something that Mason would like. Hurley hat here,
It's a nice
Mason.
hat.
What year do we think this came out? It's a 2018 model.
Ooh.
Large, extra large. Let me see who the winner is here.
Ooh, it's in an envelope.
It is an envelope.
Drum roll.
There's nobody in this envelope. Here it is right here. Here it is right here. Jordan Allen, the big winner of the hat here. So if you want to come get your Hurley hat, you just have to hit me up, and I'm sure I'll see Jordan, so you can come pick that up. So great for him. And if anybody else wants to win, Mason's going to be giving away something this upcoming week. Mason, I know you got something planned out, right? We can figure something out. Mason will be giving away a signed item. All you have to do is retweet, share, comment, like, or subscribe. We'll be giving away a signed Mason Leopold item. A big fan.
Sweet.
Everyone's a big fan of Mason, so we got to make.
About everyone.
Oh, some beef over here.
Sorry. Kidding, Mason.
She loves you, Mason.
Yeah.
Let's get into it here. I got a couple articles for you, and I don't know if you guys heard about this. There is a Thai soccer team trapped in a cave right now.
Ooh, I just watched that this
Yeah, I
morning.
heard about that
You heard about
yesterday,
that?
yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
For, what was it, 10 days or something?
They've been in there for 10 days, and they
Yeah.
might be in there for another 3 months. Here's
Yeah.
the video on it right here.
All right, enormous relief in Thailand as rescue teams found that youth soccer team. Look at that, alive in a cave nearly 10 days after the group went missing.
How many of you? 13. Brilliant.
That voice is one of two elite cave rescue divers who helped find them. This rescue mission, though, is far from over. They still must find a way to get the kids and their coach out from underground. CNN's Anna Koren live in Thailand with the latest. I know this is going to take some time to figure out how to get them out of there, but at least for now, tell us. They have been nourished. They have spoken with rescuers. There's food that's been delivered. Tell us what's happening right now for these young men.
Christine, these 12 boys and their coach are not being left alone. The Navy SEALs who are inside that cavern with that football team are staying with them. We know that they've received medical attention. A doctor, a nurse has assessed them. We know that they're in remarkably good health, which is extraordinary considering they haven't been outside. They haven't seen daylight now for 10 days. We know that food has got to them in the form of these energy gels, and there have been requests for pork and rice and milk. So obviously they're getting their appetite back, but they are malnourished. They are very weak. Interestingly, Christine, they have managed to collect water over the past 10 days by with whatever device they have, whatever containers they've had, they've been able to collect the water that was dribbling down the walls of the cave. And that
They can drink the cave water?
How'd they get in there? Like,
Yeah, like, that's
a
the
good
first
story.
question. Like, how did they ever get stuck down there? And
That's
that's
a
the
good
thing.
I think because they're a soccer team. I think they all went exploring, and this is like the biggest cave system. I don't know if they talk
Smart.
about that later in the video, but they all got in, and then it flooded while they were in there.
Why don't they drink the flood water?
I don't know. The guy, one of the videos I was watching, the guy was talking about the water's like black in there, like
so
from all
there's
the
people able to get in there and like help them, but they can't
then-
get them out.
yeah.
because none of them can swim.
Yeah, none of them can. I mean, there's a bunch of like murky mud on the bottom.
Yeah, none of them can swim in the water.
Wow.
What were you gonna say, Junior?
Just like bring some rafts in or something. Like,
Well, here's
Like some
what
scuba
I
suits.
picture it is. I picture it as they're in a part of the cave, and then they have to go kind of down to get to like the big room.
Yeah.
But that whole middle area flooded, so they can't get underneath that, and you can't swim because it's all the way up to the top of the cave. So they'd have to scuba dive underneath, and then but it's a long ways. It's
So
like a
how did
mile.
it just like all of a sudden like flood and like
They're having flooding issues, and there's
Huge
gonna be another
flooding.
storm. I think they said in
Yep.
2 weeks.
Yep, another storm.
Expecting-
That's why they said they could be trapped in here for up to supply
3
them
months.
with 4 months worth of food.
Oh.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine seeing the light like when you get out?
Oh my
Did
gosh.
you also
Eyes.
do? There's 2 doctors going down there.
2 doctors went
Just
down
to
there.
stay- and they're staying down there.
Yep, and they're like sacrificing themselves to be with the whole team, and the water
I'm
could
sure
get so
there's-
high.
I'm sure they're getting a lot
Yeah.
of money for that. though.
I don't know. We can see if there's any other information in the rest of the video.
system. So these are smart boys, very resourceful boys. Their coach, who's been with them, also told them to conserve their energy, so as to not burn extra energy. So whilst they are weak, whilst they are obviously very, very tired, these children are in remarkably good state. But as you say, the next challenge is getting them out, and that is going to be very difficult.
I mean, I can't imagine how difficult it'll be to get them strong, but then also to, are they going to have to learn how to scuba dive their way out of there? I mean, that's really a tall order.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Anyone who has tried to scuba dive in open water, it can be a pretty scary experience. You're talking about kids, 11 to 16, some who can't even swim, who are going to have to navigate this labyrinth, which is this cave complex. And I just want to show you, Christine, where we are. We are at the staging point of this massive operation. There are at least 1,000 people who are part of this. And over here, this is the entrance to this cave. This pathway takes you to the mouth of the cave, and it's several kilometres in that direction. That the boys are at least 1 kilometre underground. It really is quite extraordinary that they have managed to survive in such difficult conditions. But the scuba diving, that is a real thing. And we saw masks brought in earlier, small masks that they hope might fit these children, because they want to teach them how to scuba dive, get them comfortable with it. They've also got Navy SEAL divers who are going to teach them how to swim against really strong currents. So there is so much work to be done before they can get these boys out. But Christine, I just want to leave you with one thing. One of these boys said to the Navy SEAL divers, "Can we get out today?" That is, I think, really shows the enthusiasm and just the excitement. They want to get out. They want to see their loved ones.
Oh, and I'm sure their mothers and fathers and family want to talk to them.
She said, was it 1 kilometer underground?
Yeah.
That'd be 3,000 feet.
Yes.
Jeez.
Over a mile.
Holy
So
smokes.
they would have to scuba dive to get out.
Yeah.
They're talking about training them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Training them to swim and then get underneath that, and it's the biggest cave
Currents and
system.
stuff,
Yeah.
too? Wow.
Huge, yeah.
Holy
And
cow.
That'd be scary.
yeah, it is. And I saw this in the news, and this kind of reminded me. I don't remember when it happened, but those miners that were
Oh, in
stuck.
Chile?
Yep.
Chile, yeah, they were stuck for that wasn't that long.
That's
though.
a long time though. They
No,
were stuck.
wasn't it like 20?
There's a movie about it, like
Yeah.
31. I thought it was like 31 days or something.
Yeah.
It was something
But it
like
kind of this situation kind of reminded me of that, and just to get them all out, and then to kind of give everybody a warning. I don't know if they don't have signs up or whatever, but to not let this happen again. You know, if this happened to 13 people, who knows it's not going to happen again or whatever. So
Yeah.
this was one of the big news things I saw, the biggest news event that I could find, and I have a lot of other little things. Local news, flooding of the river, and I just made a video yesterday and put it on Facebook.
Yeah.
You
Mhm,
saw
I
that?
saw that.
The Island Park video, kind of to let people who aren't from around here know, we've been having a crazy amount of rain lately that's been flooding the whole area. The river's getting very high. We're supposed to get more rain
Yeah,
tomorrow.
except more.
And
How much again?
I think 12 inches. I heard. I don't know if
That's a
that's
lot
true.
of
I don't
rain.
know if that's true or not. I heard 12 inches. This is in Renville County, which is over by Redwood Falls. This road, I think this is from the Renville County Sheriff's Department. It's a road that got washed out, and this 16-year-old drove off of it. Here's what
This isn't your drone footage, is it?
No, this isn't my
Okay.
drone footage. This is in Renville. I'm assuming by Redwood Falls. I know
Yeah.
Renville. Look at this, though.
Holy.
Were they okay?
Yeah, they were
There's
fine.
just one guy in there.
You heard about this,
Yeah,
Maddie?
he climbed out the back window.
Oh, really?
That's how he got out. He was on his way to work. He was like 16.
Oh, my gosh. Look at that. And I saw
That is
over by
crazy.
Odin or whatever, a road got washed out. Even worse than this. Like
Really?
an
Really?
actual, yeah.
Wow.
Like a
And-
2-lane,
That's crazy.
huge road got washed out. I should go get drone footage if I can find one of these locally. Look
Yeah,
at that.
that'd be
The
cool.
water's just rushing. Airbags are
That's
off.
crazy.
It's like he didn't see that and just.
Well, I'm assuming if you're coming, this is kind of what I'm thinking. Me, Bauman, and 2-1, we were out like the other night driving around kind of looking for these abandoned houses, whatever. And we were going down this driveway to this one abandoned house, and we were driving, and all of a sudden it looked like a little like dip. And I'm like, oh, Bauman, just go over it. Come on. He's like, no, dude, that's a big one. I'm like, no, it isn't. It looks like a little dip. We get out of the car, thing's 12 feet down. It was a tile, a
Wow.
grain tile or whatever,
Jeez.
collapsed. Huge hole just like this. So if you would have driven.
Oh, for, like farming? Like
Yeah.
Drainage time?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
It was one of those collapsed. And when those go down, it's like 10 feet, 12
Yeah.
feet down that those things are. So that's what I'm thinking happened. He was driving, didn't see this, but that'd be scary for this kid or whatever.
You're lucky you guys didn't keep driving.
It would have been worse
He
than
would've
this.
been mad.
His whole car would have been in there, not just part of it. So that's local news. And then, did you guys hear about this? This is more of a national news thing. This guy was planning on doing a huge attack on the 4th of July in Cleveland.
Whoa.
Oh, I didn't hear
Yeah,
that.
they stopped him. Whoa, what's going on here? I don't know what happened. Something just happened here. Let me get off of this. Okay, this right here. So in Cleveland, it says a July 4th terror attack was planned. The FBI found out about this guy who was trying to get into like an ISIS type group. He was planning on blowing up a bunch of vans on the 4th of July in Cleveland. They stopped him. It says Cleveland was on Monday told to celebrate Independence Day without fear in the wake of Sunday's arrest of Demetrius Pitts, who the FBI alleges had intended to attack the city's downtown in a July 4th terror plot. So what is this? He voiced a desire to join a terrorist organization between 2015 and 2017, and this was going to be the way in. So they stopped a big attack, explosive-packed van to take spots like St. John's Cathedral off the map. He was planning on blowing up these buildings.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
But they caught him, and so we are good.
How'd they catch him?
I don't know. I let's see here. It was
They tap
born.
his phone.
How'd they
or
find
something?
out about
Right.
him?
Yeah, I don't know. It says authorities did not specify whether any such materials have been obtained. I don't know how they found out about him. I'm assuming he was probably doing stuff online. You know, a lot of these guys are online looking at these ISIS websites or
Yeah.
whatever on like what do they call it? The dark web.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can figure out how to get in. And a lot of the times you have to send a video of yourself doing something like this and getting away with it. That's how they're getting in. So I'm assuming that's what he was going to plan on doing here. How you plan on getting away with something like this? Beyond me.
Don't usually get caught like right after.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the Boston bomber.
Everything. Even though, you know, did you see that movie about the Boston bomber?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Patriots Day, I think
yeah.
is what it was called. Mark Wahlberg. Wasn't it Patriots Day?
I don't know if it was called that.
Good movie, though. About the whole thing and how they actually caught them and everything. They're not messing around. They'll send everybody after you. You know what I mean? So how someone like thinks that they're going to get away with something like this is crazy to me.
Mhm.
So I saw that. This is the funny one that I thought Mason would like a lot. Cops say she drove 70 miles per hour while he clung to the hood. This is this is a crazy relationship here. A Florida
It's
woman.
in Florida too.
Yeah,
Of course. They always have
Florida
the-
It's always
woman.
in Florida.
Things happen in
Always
Florida,
Florida.
yeah.
I think they do. The craziest things happen in Florida. A Florida woman was charged with a misdemeanor after she allegedly drove nearly 20 miles at speeds of up to 70 miles per hour with her ex-boyfriend clinging to the hood of their 2010 Mercedes. Now, I couldn't figure out when I was reading this article, were they dating when this happened, or did they put ex-boyfriend because they're divorced or they broke up after this?
Right.
You know what I
I
mean?
mean, I would break up with her
what's-
after that.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
they have
what's-
then you go down here, complicated relationship.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
quite
what's
the
reports the
relationship.
smoking gun? Like,
That must be like a newspaper
Oh, okay.
around there. Patricia Isidore, 24, and Junior Francis, 22, had an argument at a home in Lauderhill in Broward County because both needed to use the car Sunday night.
So they were together then.
They must have
must have
been
been.
Yeah.
because it says ex-boyfriend, so I didn't know if they were like You know, sometimes people break up and they don't move out right away or whatever. So I don't know what's going on here, but
Was
I didn't.
sober while she was doing
I don't know, but there's a video and it's crazy.
Let's watch the video.
Let me show you here. I had to watch the video because this is nuts.
Oh my god.
Shoot! I did see this. I did.
No.
Oh, I did.
What if he would have fell?
Yeah.
So what if she just like stopped and like he launched
Yeah.
him?
Hey, look, they're on the other side.
They made this like a meme or something. but
Yeah.
I didn't know what was going on.
How is he hanging on right now?
How was he able to hang on?
To the
Yeah.
hood.
He must have his hands underneath the hood. Yeah. Of course, it's in Florida. 69 miles an hour.
Jesus.
Yeah, if she slammed on the brakes right now,
Oh.
he would go
He'd be
to a
gone,
new
yeah.
dimension.
He'd be gone.
Oh.
That'd be terrible.
So I saw that.
That's funny.
Thought it was hilarious. I thought of Mason for some reason when I was watching that video.
Probably gonna happen to you someday.
Could, who knows? Once on the interstate, she pulled into the express lane and drove at a speed consistent with traffic. I wonder what happened to her, though. Wait, Francis, who didn't want to press charges. What?
What the?
I bet they'll get back together.
Yeah.
If it's a complicated relationship, they probably would.
That the two
Give
have
it
a
a month.
5-year-old daughter and have a complicated relationship, it says.
Hmm.
What do you think about that, Mason?
Wow.
Can you relate?
No.
Oh.
I just want to know, like,
They both needed to use the car on Sunday night. And she pulled out of the driveway and he
why
said
wouldn't
no.
she slow down though? If he died,
Oh,
say he
she'd be going to
died,
jail.
She'd be going to jail.
Oh, yeah. But now they don't even want to press charges against her.
That's crazy.
One more news article here. This one's interesting. Receipt inside McDonald's bag brought down corrupt cop.
What?
So pretty much
What?
what happened, this is an interesting one. This was in...
Yeah, it's interesting. I work at McDonald's.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought this could relate to you, Junior. This one was in Louisville. Let's see here. Kylie Willett, then a detective on the Louisville Metro Police Drug Task Force, got some food at a McDonald's drive-thru before heading back to work one day. This is back in 2016, actually, but they just found out about it. And it was the receipt from that fast food stop that led to his downfall. So pretty much what happened is this cop at McDonald's, or went to McDonald's, ate, went to this place and picked up a drug. Let's see. He opened a box believed to be heading from local drug dealers to a large-scale distributors in California and stole around $40,000 in cash. So he took money out of the money that was going to the guys, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
And then it says he crumpled up his McDonald's bag, including the receipt, and tossed it inside. Why would you do that?
Why?
I don't know. Then they ended up finding out about it because the drug task force in California intercepted it, and they found his receipt, found out about the guy.
So someone was just like digging in a bag at McDonald's and they found this?
Well, looking for evidence. Probably.
Digging in a bag? What do you mean?
Because he threw it away, right?
No, he threw it in the container with the drugs and shut it.
Oh.
Why would you do that?
Stupid.
That you leave so much like.
Yeah, there's
evidence
time,
behind.
everything on
Yeah.
these things.
Well, that's why this happened in 2016, and they're just catching him right now.
Right.
Jeez. And he took money from like
He took 40 grand
From who?
from the drug dealers.
this big drug deal that's going on, and he took some of that cash.
And they found out that this wasn't the only guy on the police department that was doing this.
So there's more
says
corrupt
There's
police?
more corrupt police in this department. They talk about that down here because after this, that wasn't enough evidence to convict him. They needed to get actual video of him doing it. So after they found out about that, they put a video camera in his car, and it says right here, video cameras were placed inside the SUV, and when Willett stole cash from another package, it was captured on video. Willett, who had previously been considered one of the most accomplished detectives on the force and had been featured on the true crime TV show The First 48, ended up leaving the force and pleading guilty to felony theft for stealing drug money. That would suck as a cop. But then they ended up uncovering a questionable practice undertaken by other members of the task force dubbed the sneak and peek, in which officers would take packages into their cars and open them before obtaining a search warrant. They ended up firing everybody on it, and they shut it down for 19 months before restarting with all new members.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That's
so that
crazy.
whole police department task force is fired for undertaking in some very illegal activities.
Wow.
Yeah, and that talking about police, Mason, you've been talking to me about some crazy stuff going on with police. The guy that just got sworn in.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about that a
90
little
minutes after
bit.
He got
Yeah.
sworn in. He it was like a failed traffic stop
Mm-hmm.
from like a 17-year-old boy, and I can't remember. He like shot him in the back or how
Killed him, I'm pretty
he
sure.
killed him.
Wait,
and shot-
what?
Wait, hold on. Where was this?
This was in, I think we found out it was in Pittsburgh or something.
Pittsburgh.
Okay.
It was only like a couple weeks ago, I think, right?
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. Pretty much this cop was just sworn in.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if he was just went out right to duty or whatever.
It was
And
an unarmed black male, 17, failed traffic stop, and I think he was he running away?
I don't know.
We have to look it up. Try to
I can,
find it.
the internet here,
Oh man.
not very good. But you were talking about another one too, Mason. There was another,
The stabbing in the Bronx.
yeah, talk about that a little bit while I'm trying to get this internet going.
Well, there was like this kid. Don't know how to word this.
What do you mean?
So like this group of guys, there's like 5 of them.
Mhm.
One of the guys' sisters thought this kid, he was 17, took a video of his sister like doing sexual acts. So they found him in the streets or whatever, and the kid that was 17 went to the gas station trying to run away from this group of guys. There was like 5 of them, and they dragged him out and stabbed him to death. And it turns out like he wasn't even the guy that did the video.
Ooh.
So he was
Killed the wrong guy.
killed the wrong guy.
That
Well,
must.
either way, they shouldn't
It says
be
I'm connected here.
stabbing.
What was that article? Or we were trying to find about that cop that you told me what to type in last time. What should I type in? The guy that got sworn in. Cop.
Pittsburgh
sworn.
police.
No, I don't know if it's Pittsburgh for sure. Sworn in.
90 minutes.
Shoots. Unarmed.
Black.
That might pop up if the internet works here.
That's just crazy to see like all this stuff happening. Like, you know,
Right.
man.
Yeah, it makes you wonder. Cop who fatally shot
Yeah,
unarmed. Here it is right
17-year-old
here. Cop shot. Who shot dead unarmed. Wait, what is going on here? Cop who shot dead unarmed. Doesn't make any sense. Fatally shot unarmed 17-year-old boy was sworn in just 90 minutes before. Where was this at?
Somewhere in
East Pittsburgh, it was. Yep. Police officer who killed an unarmed 17-year-old while he tried to run away during a traffic stop was only sworn into duty around 90 minutes before
Yeah.
shooting, according to reports. Michael Rosfield, 30, had been on duty in East Pittsburgh for only 3 weeks and was sworn in less than 2 hours before the incident. Wow. Although he had been an officer in the region for 7 years.
Oh, so he's not brand new. I mean, it doesn't make it better, but
No, it doesn't make it better, but the
We just got
framing of
sworn
the
in, though.
article, yeah.
Why shoot though? It was just a.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Field
know.
stop.
I'd have to see the whole more information because you never know what's going on with some of this stuff. When Rosfield was putting the driver in handcuffs, Rose and as yet unidentified third person fled. Nobody fired a weapon at the officer during the stop. Should have been tased. I don't know why they shot him.
Yeah.
Jeez. East Pittsburgh. They're protesting. A police cruiser attempts. There was one more video. I can try to find it. It was kind of crazy. It doesn't. There's not really too much controversy around it, but it's a guy. If I can pull up YouTube here. Again, the internet's
What's
really
wrong with
slow.
the Wi-Fi? It's just really slow.
Just
there.
really slow.
Really.
And really hot in here too.
It is
Holy
really warm.
smokes!
Is there no AC on?
No AC. We're in an old building, buddy.
Oh.
I can see if I could try to pull that one up. But you see this happening a little bit more and more every day, and it kind of makes you wonder what's going on. You couldn't say racism, but there's got to be something else going on, you know?
You think the cop was just scared, or?
Didn't know what to do. But had said he'd been on
Yeah,
duty
for 7 years.
for 7 years, so we
So-
should know what to do in a situation like that. But then again, you get some of these websites, and then they don't include the whole story. Kind of like that thing that happened in St. James where that...
Oh, yeah.
At the convenience store. I don't even know the whole story about that, but I know there
Chase?
was...
Was it a high speed chase?
No, or maybe it was. The
'Cause
one
I heard
that
about that,
ended
like,
at the gas
Yeah.
station.
Yesterday. Yeah, I think maybe a couple of days ago there was
There
like
were
a
so
speed
many
chase with like 3
stories.
boys, and like yeah.
What about the one that happened at the convenience store? The lady, or
was
maybe it was a
at
guy,
Casey's.
had a knife.
Oh, yeah.
You know what happened with that?
Not really.
And there was
You
like
don't
a
know too much
female
about
cop
it?
walked in and like shot him.
Was this pretty recent? No, this was a while ago,
This
wasn't
was a
it?
few months ago.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find this one here.
I feel like cops always overreact, though. Like, even just yesterday in Mountain Lake.
Yeah.
That was...
Did you guys hear about that in Mountain Lake?
I did hear somewhat.
You guys got more details on that? I heard a little bit.
There was like at
At
least,
least 10.
yeah. It was like there was a lot.
I heard
kinda
it was a
scared.
guy threatening to commit suicide or
Yes.
something, to kill
That's
himself.
what I heard. Yeah.
And you were telling me about it while it was happening. They had cops from Wyndham, Mountain Lake, Jackson, the Heat
Bogie.
team.
Bogie. There was one from
Yeah,
Bogie.
Arnold's Park
Police
police showed up.
Really?
That's
Well, I
crazy.
know that.
And, like,
hey,
the undercovers?
the Heat team comes out from Arnold's Park or Iowa, Dickinson County. So I don't know if that makes a difference,
Like,
but
I think that's just kind of
But they're all over the place, though.
That's what anything happens around
Right.
here, though.
It's just like that.
Here it is,
But
right
Arnold's
here.
Park, that'd be like an hour away
It's
from.
an hour.
Yeah.
No, that's what I don't understand. Why don't we have anything closer?
Right.
We got hostages. Yeah, we'll be there in an hour and a half. We'll see you guys in 45 minutes. You hold them off. Like I'm not trying to make fun of anybody, but I think there's a better way to do things around here. If you got a heat team, it's for anybody that doesn't know, it's like the SWAT team around here. We have a heat team, and it stands for something. I don't know what the.
Well, we have someone from Mountain Lake that's a part of it.
Yeah, there's a guy
There's
from
one-
Jackson. There's a guy
yeah.
from Wyndham.
Oh, it's the
maybe a
heat
couple
team?
guys.
Not
The
like
heat
the
team.
SWAT?
Yeah.
That's what it is. We don't have a SWAT team around here. We're not big enough. We have a heat
Okay.
team.
We too broke for that.
But I'm thinking there's got to be a better way to do it where you can get somebody closer so that we don't have to drive to Iowa, get all the equipment, and then come back up here all the way down to Dickinson County. That just doesn't seem like a good way to do things. But that's just me. Here's the video. This is what I read about it. I don't know if it's true. This is apparently what happens when taser hits a loaded magazine. So watch this guy here. And this guy they had the right to shoot this guy. He pulled a gun on him. The quality is not that good.
240. Wow.
We're watching out of a potato.
I'm not going to tell you again. Got a gun in his back pocket.
See, now he's warning him. He gives him at least
Get out,
20 times.
now.
Get on your knees, and this guy just will not listen to him.
Get down on your knees.
Yeah, just watch.
I'm not going to fucking tell
They
you
know he
again.
has a gun in his back pocket.
No.
Where was this
Get
at?
down on your
This
knees.
is in. I'm not sure where
gonna
this
tell you
happened.
again.
I'm probably Cleveland or something.
I'm not going to tell you again. Whoever's coming out of Commerce, you're in a crossfire, so be careful.
I don't know why he won't just listen. It'd be over right away if he would just get on his knees. No.
He's definitely.
Yeah.
And he's got a taser here.
Him? The
Yeah,
police
this
officer?
officer
Your
has a
hands out
taser.
where I can fucking see him.
He just
Go
said
down
gun in
on
the
your
back pocket,
knees.
so they know he's got a gun
Gun in the
too.
back pocket, Ron. Don't touch the gun. Just fucking turn around.
I don't get why he just won't get down. It's annoying.
Don't touch the gun. Go down on your knees now.
Now he's gonna tase him. Oh, it's gonna freeze up right before.
Tase your ass. I'm gonna fucking tase you.
But like, why use that language? Just be like,
Well, I
You
think
know,
they need to at this point because the
you only
guy's not
tell a
listening.
guy
He's got a
so
gun.
many times, right?
They gotta
You can't be
show.
like, sir, can you please?
no, not like that, but like,
Please get
sir,
down right now.
get down before I tase you. Like, don't be like, I'm gonna tase your ass.
Well, they gave
No.
him a couple warnings in the
They
beginning.
did,
They were
yeah.
nice. They were
I
like,
feel
"Sir,
they're
get
just
on the ground."
frustrated,
And plus,
too.
he has a gun. So
Oh yeah,
I'd be scared.
This
too,
is
in
a
that
heated
cop
situation. If you
position.
were a cop, yeah,
Oh,
you would
yeah.
definitely. I
I'd
mean,
be
and
throwing a few
they
cuss words out
listen to
there.
this. Here's what happened. You guys watch a video the first time. You tell me what you think happens because it took me a couple times. Now the video title says, oh, I skipped too far back. The video title says when the taser hits a loaded magazine in his back pocket. So when the first time I watched it, I thought the gun was going off in his pocket without him.
Oh
Is
yeah,
that,
that's
is that what's going on?
But that's not what's going on. What happens is when he falls down, you can see him. Wait for it. Right. He's reaching for the gun right there.
yeah.
After the guy
So
tases
he's
him.
reaching out for it to what? Shoot the cops?
After
or-
he tases him, the guy pulls the gun out and your muscles tense up. So he held the trigger.
Oh.
And then the cops all start shooting him because I think he hit this guy right here. Just watch. You'll see that the gun on this guy going back. I didn't realize it. He starts shooting, and then this guy starts shooting right here. See that?
Why do you gotta shoot him so many times?
Well, that wasn't all the cops. His gun
His
gun
gun was
unloaded.
yeah.
He unloaded, so 7 shots from that guy, and then all these other cops started shooting at him. Because I thought it was the cops shooting at him originally, but if you listen before they even shoot him, he starts shooting right there.
I think it was when he gets tased, the muscle tense up.
Oh yeah, I know that.
And then that guy pulls his gun and shoots.
He pulls
Yeah.
his gun, but it takes him a while. Right there.
Yeah, because he started shooting. So
Yeah.
he's gonna pull out his.
And I think this officer got shot, the far one, because he starts brushing his head. I think he got grazed by a bullet or whatever. So then you have 2 different types of situations. One where the kids ran, they didn't have a weapon at all, and there's no reason to shoot them. And then a situation like this where he's actually got a gun.
Right.
You know,
Did that guy die?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it says fatally shot. I'm pretty sure. What do the comments say?
Oh, I'm sure they're just...
I'm pretty sure he did.
This is what happens when someone grabs their gun, is tasered, fires their gun at police, then is subsequently shot by police. Google Demetric Carter. The person in this video who is not a police officer for more info. So there's a whole bunch of stuff about this. People are arguing what went off, what guns were going
We're
off.
going to take a break. It's 30.
Well, actually, we are not going to take a break. We only have time for a half-an-hour episode today. So thank you guys very much. We got a couple breaking news events. Maybe not breaking news because we had the ex-boyfriend on the car or whatever. So we got a couple interesting events in here, but thank you guys so much for coming on. Hopefully we get you back on here soon.
Of course.
Thanks for having
Junior,
us.
Maddie, thank you. Mason, I know you'll probably work your way back on here some way or the other.
We gotta get Mason and I on here and get some
Get some
topics
actual
going.
heated topics going. I don't know if Mason's down for that or
He
not.
might walk out.
Ooh. Mason, what do you think about that?
He's calling you out, bro.
He is
He's going to.
no comment. So thanks everybody for watching. Make sure you share, comment, like, subscribe, and we will be giving away, like I said, signed item from Mason Leopold. I know that's a hot item right now. I know, Mason, you don't seem too excited about it.
We'll see.
We'll see, he says.
I just don't know what kind of item.
We'll figure out something cool. Maybe a T-Win shirt signed by Mason. If anybody would want that, who knows or not. I'm kidding, Mason. Either way,
Someone will want it.
thank you. Ooh, maybe
Your
Bozma?
mom? Oh.
Hey, thanks everybody for watching. Make sure you share, comment, like, and subscribe. We will be back next week. Thank you for watching the Ethan Clerc Podcast Show.